Ever feel like airports are messing with you on purpose? You walk in, and instantly it feels off. The hallways curve strangely. Coffee shops are always out of reach. You swear someone designed this place to confuse you, or at least squeeze every dollar they can while you're half awake. Well, they did. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on 20 sneaky tricks airlines and airports hope you never figure out. Not the usual get there early stuff. These are real hacks used by frequent flyers to save cash, skip headaches, and quietly beat the system. The best part? You don't need points, perks, or a platinum card. Just a few smart moves, and suddenly, you're flying like you've cracked the code. Oh, and make sure you stick around for tip 10, because it'll change the way you look at your suitcase wheels forever. Let's get into it. You know what kills the airport vibe faster than anything? That snaking, soul-sucking security line. You're still half asleep, clutching your boarding pass, and wondering if your belt will be the one that sets off the alarm this time. But what if I told you you could skip that whole line without paying for TSA pre-check, without flying business class, without even flashing a fancy credit card? Some airports now let you reserve a free time slot to go through security. It's called Reserve Security or Express Lane, and it's like having a backstage pass without the price tag. The process is super simple. The night before your flight, go to the airport's website, pick a time window, say 9:15 to 9:30, and you'll get a QR code. When you show up, you scan it at a designated lane, breeze past the crowd, and go straight in. No guessing, no snaking through 20 zigzags of stanchions, just in. Airports like Orlando, Seattle, Amsterdam, London Heathrow, Brisbane, they've all started rolling this out. And the wild thing? Hardly anyone uses it. Why? Because they don't advertise it, which is exactly why it works. Think about it. If everybody knew, it wouldn't be fast anymore. Next time you're flying, quickly type your airport name plus reserve security time into Google. It takes 2 minutes to book and can save you enough time for coffee, a bathroom stop, or just a calmer walk to your gate. Free, easy, and it's exactly the kind of thing airports hope you don't figure out. If you've ever stood at the baggage carousel watching suitcase after suitcase go by, but not yours, you know that sinking feeling. You start asking yourself, did it miss the connection? Did they lose it? Is it in Bermuda? The reality? Airlines misplace or delay millions of bags every year. Sure, they'll try to find yours, but their tracking systems? Let's say they're stuck somewhere around 2008. That's why seasoned travelers bring their own solution. They slip an Apple AirTag or Samsung SmartTag into their suitcase, and from that moment, they're no longer guessing. They're watching it move live on their phone. I've seen people land at JFK, check their phone, and immediately know their bag's still in Atlanta. Instead of waiting in line with everyone else, they walked straight to the desk, showed the map, and got it rerouted. No forms, no crossed fingers. Sometimes you'll even see your bag arrive at the carousel before you do. That's the kind of stress-free travel we all want. So for about $30, you can skip the panic and take control. Because when it comes to your suitcase, the smartest move is to stop hoping the airline gets it right and start knowing for yourself. Ever noticed how the airport feels different the moment you clear security? The floor changes, the lighting shifts, and somehow there's a smell of fresh-baked cookies even though no one's actually baking. Much of what you feel post-security is by design at many airports. Soft carpet that makes you slow down, warm lighting near food courts, and one-way walkways that pull you straight past duty-free. Much of that is intentional at many hubs. It's psychology, wrapped in architecture. Airports are often built to slow you down and nudge you into spending. That carpet under your feet? It's not for comfort. Studies show travelers move faster on hard floors, but when they hit the carpet, they subconsciously relax, linger, and start browsing. The lighting? Typically bright and energizing around duty-free stores, dim and cozy near restaurants. The goal is to guide your mood and your wallet. And that smell of cinnamon buns or vanilla drifting through the terminal? In many cases, it's synthetic, pumped in to trigger nostalgia and appetite. Even the layout follows strategy. Ever wondered why you're forced to walk through aisles of cologne and whiskey to reach your gate? It's not poor planning, it's funneling. Airports often design narrow, one-way corridors that guide passengers past the most profitable shops. No shortcuts, no escape. Once you start noticing it, you can't unsee it. That relaxing post-security zone? It's not a break, it's a setup. Next time you feel tempted by a limited-time deal, pause for a second and ask yourself, do you really need it, or did the airport just design you into wanting it? Duty-free sounds like a great deal. No tax, airport exclusive, limited time offer. But don't let the label fool you. Just because it's duty-free doesn't mean it's cheaper. In fact, plenty of things cost more than they do at your local store. Airports know you're in a spending mood, excited to start your trip, or relieved you made it through security. That's when your brain is most vulnerable to impulse buying. And duty-free shops are built to take full advantage of that moment. Many products are bundled into airport-only sizes or gift packs, making price comparison harder. A bottle of perfume might look like a deal until you realize it's $20 cheaper at your local store. I've even seen candy boxes marked travel exclusive that cost more per ounce than regular ones at Target. The tip is simple: check before you buy. Use your phone, scan the barcode, look it up on Amazon or Walmart. It takes a few seconds and can save you a small fortune, especially on liquor, skincare, or tech. Bottom line, duty-free isn't always a scam, but it's definitely not always a bargain. Treat it like any other store. If the deal's real, it'll still be there after a quick price check. There's always that moment, usually near the end of a trip, when your suitcase won't close. Souvenirs, snacks, that one just-in-case outfit you never wore, they're preventing your luggage from zipping up. That's when a foldable nylon bag saves the day. It's light as a sandwich, takes almost no space, and when you need it, it opens into a full-size tote or backpack. Frequent flyers swear by it. You hit the duty-free a little too hard? No problem. Pull out the bag, stuff your extras in, and carry it on as your personal item. As long as it fits under the seat, no one bats an eye. I've used this trick flying back from Tokyo. My main suitcase was bursting with gifts, snacks, and an ill-advised number of gachapon toys. Whipped out my foldable tote, slid it under the seat, and breezed through boarding like I had it all planned. Which, technically, I did. It's simple, cheap, and it works. Toss one in your luggage before you leave. You'll forget it's there until the moment you need it, and then it'll feel like a lifesaver. But hang tight. The next tip might make you rethink the address tag on your bag and why it could be your biggest travel mistake. You've probably been told this 100 times. Label your bag with your name and address in case it gets lost. Sounds responsible, right? Not anymore. In 2025, writing your home address on a luggage tag is basically an open invitation for the wrong person to know you're not home. And yes, there have been actual cases of burglaries that started with someone reading a tag at the airport. Think about it. You're standing in line, your suitcase is right there, tag swinging in plain sight. All it takes is one glance for someone to know who you are, where you live, and that you're clearly on your way out of town. That's not a lost and found solution. It's a security risk. So what should you write instead? Your name, your phone number, maybe an email address. That's it. Enough for someone to contact you if your bag goes missing without giving away your front door. Or go one better. Use a smart luggage tag with a QR code that links to a secure contact page. No address, no oversharing, and you can update it anytime. Because if your bag ever decides to take its own vacation, the last thing you want is for it to give away the keys to your castle. There's a simple way to avoid travel meltdowns before they even start. Fly early. Morning flights are your best shot at leaving on time, arriving on time, and avoiding the domino effect of delays that stack up throughout the day. One late departure at 8 a.m. can ripple across dozens of flights after it, especially at major hubs like Chicago, Atlanta, or JFK. Early flights? They're usually sitting on the tarmac, already cleaned, fueled, and waiting from the night before. Less traffic, shorter lines, smoother skies. And here's a perk people often overlook. Early flights are the cleanest flights. That's the one time the cabin's been freshly wiped, the bathrooms restocked, and the crumbs from yesterday actually vacuumed up. Plus, fares are often cheaper, especially midweek, and airports are quieter, which makes everything feel less chaotic. Sounds great, until you realize it only works if you're flying from home or staying nearby. Because if you're in a new city, that 6 a.m. flight often comes with a catch of its own, a $200 hotel bill just to be close enough to make it on time. Want to score a better deal on your next flight? It's not about the destination, it's about when you book. According to travel pros at Google Flights and Hopper, good fares often appear on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when airlines quietly adjust prices after Monday night fare changes. That's usually your best shot, but not a guarantee. Prices still move with demand, season, and route. Missed Tuesday? Don't worry, Wednesday's a close second. It's one of the least busy booking days, so airlines quietly drop fares to encourage purchases. Add in the fact that flying on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Saturdays also tends to be cheaper, and you've got yourself a winning combo. It's not a magic rule, but it works more often than not. Of course, holiday seasons, school breaks, and big events can throw prices into chaos. That's why lots of people use tools like Google Flights or Hopper to track fare trends and set alerts. Remember, the day you hit book matters. Choose the right one, and you could save enough for a nice dinner. Booked right? Now reward yourself with sushi. You've heard it 1,000 times. Please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you. Sure, it's standard procedure, but they don't tell you that spot might be the worst place for your bag. The carpet is a graveyard of crumbs, coffee stains, bathroom splashes, and whatever else has been tracked in from terminals across the globe. And yet, that's where your bag ends up, absorbing it all. There's also the theft factor. On overnight flights, in the dark, it's not unheard of for someone to quietly slide a bag out from under a neighboring seat. If your passport or phone is in there, you might not realize it's missing until landing. Even without theft, a loose zipper or sudden jolt can send small items rolling deep into row 23. Still, that underseat spot has one big advantage. It guarantees you won't be fighting for overhead space or risk a last-minute gate check. So the real question is, how do you make it safer? Pack smart. Slip your backpack or tote inside a large plastic liner before tucking it under the seat. It keeps the grime out. And for anything you'll need mid-flight, stash it in your jacket's inner pockets. Headphones, snacks, meds, even a charger. That way, you're not bending down mid-flight or worrying about forgotten items left behind in a dark cabin. We wipe our hands, our tray tables, even our phone screens, but somehow forget the dirtiest part of all, our suitcase wheels. They roll through bathroom floors, sidewalk grime, mystery airport spills, and then head straight into hotel rooms, bedrooms, sometimes even onto the bed. Keep a pack of disinfecting wipes in your outer pocket. Give the wheels a quick wipe after every trip, and while you're at it, wipe down the whole case before you throw it on the bed to unpack. A few seconds. Less bacteria, way better sleep. You finally reach the hotel, drop your bag, and the mattress is calling your name. Resist, because that first nap could cost you months of itching and dry cleaning. Bed bugs don't walk in from the street, they ride in on luggage. And once they're in your clothes, they're practically impossible to evict. But don't worry, keeping them out only takes 3 simple steps, and the first one starts before you even unpack. Instead of tossing your suitcase on the bed, place it on the luggage rack or a hard table. If there's no rack, lay down a plastic liner or trash bag first. It creates a barrier they can't crawl across. Now take 60 seconds to scan smart, not scared. Pull back one corner of the sheet, check along the mattress seams, the headboard edge, and the nightstand's underside. You're not hunting every inch, just the places they love to hide. Tiny black specks or sesame-sized dots? That's your cue to ask for a new room on a different floor, not just next door. And if you accidentally brought a few hitchhikers home, here's how to wipe them out without losing your mind. Unpack outside the bedroom. Run clothes through a high-heat dryer cycle for 20 minutes and give your suitcase a quick wipe with a disinfectant or steamer. I learned this the hard way. One business trip, one careless unpacking, and 2 weeks later, my suitcase was quarantined in the garage. Ever since then, I travel like I'm allergic to hotel beds. It's a small habit that keeps the rest of your life itch-free. You think you've washed your hands enough at the airport, but what about the things you touch? That touch everyone else. What most travelers don't realize is this: the dirtiest spots on planes and in airports aren't toilets. They're tray tables, luggage handles, and cart grips. A travel math study found tray tables had more bacteria per square inch than lavatory flush buttons. And another test by Insure & Go showed suitcase wheels carried 58 times more bacteria than a public toilet seat. So yes, those things you're about to eat off, kind of horrifying. Here's how to stay ahead. Keep a small pack of disinfecting wipes in your outer pocket. Once you sit down, sanitize the tray, the belt buckle, and the armrest. Give your luggage handle a quick clean before you start rolling, and don't forget the trolley grip before stacking your bag. The whole thing takes half a minute and saves you from bringing home an airport cold. You don't need to scrub the world, just the parts that follow you everywhere. And tell me, what's the grossest thing you've spotted mid-flight? Crumbs, stains, mystery goo? Drop it in the comments. I dare you. And stick around. Next up is the chamomile and magnesium combo flight attendants swear by for actually sleeping through a red eye. Ever tried falling asleep on a red-eye flight, only to realize the cabin lights are dim, but your brain's still wide awake? It's not the seat. It's your body still running on airport adrenaline. Here's the hidden trick airlines never mention. Stop waiting for them to calm you down. Bring your own routine and your own tea. I packed 2 sachets, chamomile or peppermint, and a small stick of magnesium powder. The moment we hit cruising altitude, I don't wait for the drink cart. I just ask for hot water. Every crew member will give it to you, no charge, no questions. In a few minutes, you've got your own sleep potion, while everyone else is still hoping for coffee service. But hold on, it's not just tea. Here's how to turn it into a real mid-air reset no one talks about. Chamomile helps your brain slow its rhythm, and magnesium quietly untangles tension from your shoulders to your calves. I once tried it on a 12-hour red-eye to Tokyo and woke up 5 hours later actually rested, for the first time ever. Just a small reminder, if you're carrying supplements or powders, check the customs rules at your destination. Some countries flag unmarked packets during security checks, and go easy on magnesium if you're new to it. Too much can turn your relaxation plan into a sprint to the lavatory. Close the shade, angle the air vent for a soft breeze, sip slow, and let the cabin hum do the work. No pills, no jet lag hangover, just calm on demand. And since we're talking about quiet advantages, wait till you see the one your credit card is already hiding for your next trip. You already use your credit card to buy flights, but did you know it can quietly protect them too? Hidden in the fine print of many travel cards are automatic benefits most travelers never touch. Flight delayed overnight? Covered. Baggage lost or sitting in another city? Reimbursed. Missed connection? You might be owed cash for that too. Most people have no clue these perks exist because airlines won't remind you. Why would they, when every forgotten claim saves them money? But your bank quietly steps in where the airline steps back. Before you fly, open your card's travel protection page online. Screenshot the summary, save the claim email, and keep receipts in one folder. The key is speed. Once a delay hits, the claim clock starts ticking. It's basically free insurance you already pay for every time you swipe. Check your card before your next trip and tell me in the comments what perks you found. And if you thought that was clever, wait till you see how booking a flight from another country without ever leaving your couch can drop the price in half. Everyone loves a loophole, and changing your IP to shop from another country can reveal different fares, because airlines sometimes tailor prices to the market where a ticket is sold or the channel you use. Same plane, different market, different offer. Set your VPN to the country you're comparing and refresh in a clean browser. Incognito doesn't lower prices by itself, it just keeps old cookies from muddling results. Location is the variable, not private mode. Skyscanner and most fare analysts agree, cookies don't raise or lower flight prices, but market localization can. Now, the fine print. Some carriers reprice at checkout to match your billing country or block foreign cards altogether. United, for instance, often defaults to your card's billing country. Emirates has declined payments after repeated mismatches. It works until it doesn't. If you test this, stick to the airline's official site, compare in local currency, and use a no foreign fee card. Treat any win as a bonus. Results show up more often on international routes, but they're never guaranteed. If you try it, drop a comment and tell me how much you saved. I'm genuinely curious to see if it still works in 2025. And speaking of smart ways to save, the next trick costs nothing, fits in your bag, and beats airport prices every single time. There's something almost evil about how airports price water. You clear security, glance at a shelf, and suddenly hydration costs $5. They know you're trapped, you can't bring liquids through, and they're betting you'll cave. The trick seasoned travelers swear by is simple. Bring an empty bottle. TSA doesn't care about containers, only what's inside them. Walk through security with it bone dry, then fill it up at a hydration station or ask any cafe for filtered water. Most baristas won't blink. They'll hand you a refill like it's the most normal thing in the world. But here's the fun part. Not just cafes. Many airports hide refill stations that feel like secret perks. Seattle, Heathrow, Changi. Some even have chilled, filtered taps tucked behind food courts. Finding one almost feels like discovering a first-class upgrade for free. And once you're on board, that bottle becomes your best travel companion. The cabin air runs drier than a desert, so sipping slowly helps prevent headaches, fatigue, and jet lag. It's free, it's smart, and it's one of those tiny wins that turn chaos into comfort. Stay hydrated, skip the $6 smart water, and you'll land feeling like the only person who didn't get played by airport pricing. You'd be surprised how often there's extra food on a plane. Carts are loaded with a few extra trays, but most passengers never realize it because they don't ask. On long-haul flights where meals are included, crews usually carry spares in case of dietary swaps or seat changes. By the end of service, if a few remain, they'd rather give them away than toss them. Just keep in mind, this doesn't apply to food-for-purchase flights like Ryanair Frontier or JetBlue's buy-on-board menus. Those meals are stocked to the exact count, so no freebies there. The trick is timing and tone. Don't ask mid-service when they're juggling trays. Wait until the aisle quiets down, then approach the galley with a smile. If you happen to have any leftovers later, I'd love a snack. Totally fine if not. That phrasing works like magic. It gives them an easy yes, and you're not taking anything meant for someone else. I've seen it work countless times. Extra rolls, fruit cups, even full breakfast trays on red-eyes. Flight attendants remember the polite passengers. So skip the grumpy snack cart and use your charm instead. It's free, it's friendly, and it's one of those unwritten rules that make flying a little more human. A few inches can decide whether your flight feels like a nap or a test of patience. Seat choice isn't about luck, it's strategy. If legroom is your priority, aim for the exit row. It usually offers the most space without paying business class prices. But there's a catch. You need to be fit enough to assist in an emergency. That means no small children, no passengers with limited mobility, and no heavy sleepers who can't respond quickly. If that's you, skip it. The crew will reseat you anyway. Avoid the rows closest to galleys and lavatories. They might seem convenient, but they're the noisiest spots on the plane. Clattering carts, doors slamming, people lining up mid-flight. The smell alone can turn a red eye into regret. And really, who wants to pay hundreds of dollars just to sit through hours of noise and cabin odor? You deserve better than that. And if you want the smoothest ride possible, the secret lies in the wings. Literally. That's the aircraft's center of gravity, where movement is most stable and vibration drops the most. Window seats here are perfect for resting. Less motion, less bump, more calm. It's not random, it's physics. Learn it once, and you'll never gamble with your comfort again. Upgrades aren't some mystical privilege reserved for platinum members. Sure, airlines prioritize loyal flyers, But every now and then, a polite, well-timed request lands one for an everyday traveler too. Here's the deal. When a flight is oversold in economy, airlines have to move a few passengers up to premium or business to balance the cabin. It's rare, but it happens. That's what insiders call an operational upgrade, and it usually goes to passengers who make life easier for the gate crew, not harder. But hang on, I'll show you how to ask the right way. No drama, just good timing and a little charm. Skip the check-in desk. The real action happens at the gate, when agents are reshuffling seats. Walk up with a smile and say, "If there happen to be any open seats in a higher cabin, I'd love to be considered." Or try this variation. "If you end up reshuffling seats, I'd love to be considered for any open seats in a higher cabin. Totally fine if not." Both lines are polite, professional, and effortless. They plant the idea without adding pressure. And if it works, you'll be surprised at what you can get. Extra legroom, a quieter row, maybe even a premium seat if they need to free up space. One traveler on a full JFK LAX flight ended up in business simply because they asked nicely, while others argued about baggage fees. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it feels like winning a lottery you didn't even enter. And speaking of smart ways to skip the chaos, the next trick saves you money and your sanity before you even board. You know that moment when the seatbelt sign goes off and the cabin fills with the smell of reheated pasta? That's when smart travelers quietly pull out their own food. Packing your own meal isn't just about convenience, it's freedom. TSA doesn't mind solids, only liquids, so long as sauces and dressings stay under 3.4 ounces. Wraps, fruit, or protein bars, all fair game. A simple peanut butter sandwich or salad in a reusable container works perfectly. And if you want it chilled, just ask a cafe for a cup of ice before boarding. Most will happily help. It's not only easier on your wallet, it's easier on your body too. You choose what you eat, skip the heavy, salty trays, and land feeling refreshed instead of sluggish. Plus, you eat when you're ready, not when the cart finally crawls to your row. And here's a small but crucial tip. Something that keeps you comfortable and keeps the peace with your seatmates. Just keep it polite for your neighbors. Avoid tuna, curry, or anything that could double as a cabin air freshener. So tell me, if you could only bring one snack on your next flight, what would it be? A. Trail mix. B. Wrap or sandwich. C. Fresh fruit, something sweet. Whichever you pick, the goal's the same. Fly lighter, eat smarter, and make the journey yours from the very first bite. And that's it. 20 flight tricks airlines would never spell out for you, but now you've got them all. From skipping overpriced water and snagging better seats to asking for upgrades the right way, these aren't just hacks, they're habits. Little moves that turn flying from a chore into something you actually control. Because once you start noticing how the system works, every airport feels a little less chaotic. You move smarter, calmer, and maybe even a step ahead of everyone else still waiting in line. And wait, if you really apply these, your next flight will feel completely different. So tell me, which trick surprised you the most? If you've picked up even one new idea today, hit that like button, drop your answer in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insider travel guides that actually work. Thanks for watching. Safe travels, clear skies, and I'll see you on the next flight.